All right, let's go get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be checking out some more Soulstone Survivor. More importantly, we're going to be working on a build guide for the brand new character, the Shaman. If you actually saw my last video, which is an update video for the Titan Hunt game mode, I showcased the Shaman and his extremely awesome damaging prowess. I didn't realize, though, until I actually took him back to the traditional game mode that we have for killing like the Void Lords, this might actually be the strongest character in the game as far as I'm concerned. Now, I haven't tested every character again, and if there have been any more changes about how that goes, but honestly, if we go back over to my profile here and look at my matches, this last game mode, it'll show you that I got to Overlord 3 in 12 minutes 57 seconds, but what should really showcase the power of this is that I actually made it out of the first world into the Overlord world in like less than 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I believe it's actually going to show you. Is there an overview that shows the fastest time? It might show me whenever we go check out the level, so we'll have to check that one out. But again, we're going to be showcasing the Shaman here. I'm going to show you my build, where you get all the pieces and parts if you're new to the game or you were just checking it out. So let's jump into it. I am currently 163 on my character profile for the Shaman. I don't expect you to be that high. Most importantly, if we look at our skill tree and you look at the Shaman, I believe mine's over here, you do want to make sure that whenever you're leveling up your Shaman, that you do take your ancestral ritual notes first to get the most benefit out of your active Shaman skill, which essentially is like a campfire that you actually walk a circle around counterclockwise. What you do, you get a whole bunch of ghost ancestrals that come out and help you fight. So that's going to be very useful if you go ahead and pick those notes first. Those are the ones you should prioritize. Also, make sure, I believe, that you want to also pick up, where is it at? Sacred Offerings. Sacred Offerings is actually going to be corridor build as well, and I'll showcase to that for you in just a moment. Anyways, as far as weapons go, he comes with 4 weapons. The fourth weapon is actually my favorite, and I'll explain to you that why. It's called the Theron Lasher. You get plus 40 maximum health, which is the main reason to take this. The more health you are, or the more health you have, the better off you're going to be. He also has an artifact power with this weapon called Warding Totem. Conjures a totem that fires projectiles that bounce between enemies, causes damage, and applies brittle. And it has cunning on them, which means these totems will actually taunt enemies off of you. So a lot of value there. The more you level it up, the more bonus health you get, and it does start with a -1 movement or negative movement modifier, so make sure you do upgrade this weapon as much as you can to get the most movement out of it. As far as runes are concerned, what we're going to be doing is we're going to take Dash Mastery, because honestly I find Dash Mastery to be almost essential with every character, minus obviously the Death Knight. Light Feet, because this guy is very, very slow. Even with this Light Feet modifier or rune on him, he's going to be very slow. We're also going to be taking Extra Help. Extra Help allows you to have 1 additional summon per skill that you have. You can actually get this rune through the Beast Mastery tree. That is how you gain it. It is located right here on the Beast Mastery tree. So as soon as you level this character up, you should have access to this one. And the new Rune Sacred Offering is the other one. So what this is going to do is going to give us an additional unit to our troop, but then Sacred Offering is going to reduce it by 1, so we're breaking even on troops, but we are getting a 30% damage bonus for all of our summon unit. Weapon Expert we're going to be taking. Weapon Expert is a very strong skill to have here, because the thing is, we want the secondary skills on our weapon, and that's actually going to be our build, is using the secondary skills for most of the weapons we have available. Material Harvest is interchangeable with something else if you prefer. And then we're also going to be taking Unexpected Arsenal. And Unexpected Arsenal is found on, I believe, the Arcane, or the Spellblade, sorry. That is located here on the back end of the Spellblade's tree. And as you can see right here, adds all the unique weapon skills that you have available for your character to skill pool, only for weapons you have already crafted. So essentially what that means is, when we look at our skill list for the Shaman, you'll see that we have 2 skills per weapon. And what this does is, traditionally, if we pick a weapon, it's only going to give us the skills available to that weapon. So the Vine Whip over here is only going to get Vine Whip and Poisonous Thorn. what is this called? The Starweaver's Tail is only going to have access to Arcane Reaping and Ancestral Empowerment. The Maldracker's Flame Lash is only going to have access to Flaming Spiral and Volcanic Effigy, and Earthbreaker and Quicksand being unique to the Theron's Lasher. But if we take that specific rune, it's going to give us access to all 8 of these skills right here. We're not going after all 8, but it does give us access to the 3 that we need, which is Quicksand, which we will have by default for using this weapon, Volcanic Effigy, and Ancestral Empowerment. And then we're going to go for the character skills, Stone Spiral, and Cobra Totem. And we're going to combine that with Might here, which increases the damage of our allies. So we're going to be making a complete totem build, and we're going to be using that to crush our enemies. We're just going to set down a crap ton of totems and watch them absolutely demolish our enemies. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm going to showcase it. I don't know if I'm going to get better time or worse time than before. I wasn't even attempting to get the fastest time whenever I was playing this, but it just happened. So we'll see what happens. If you like this content and you want to see more build guide videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, all that YouTube jazz, as it really helps me out. And let's jump into it. We are going to take this into the Void Fields, and we're actually going to take on the Dungeon of Despair. I thought there used to be like one map was harder than the others as you get further into it, but I guess I'm wrong. Oh, look at that. So if I click on it, it actually shows me on my best time. The Dungeon of Despair, I cleared out at 5 minutes 34 seconds. That was with the Shaman I just completed right then. So let's go ahead and check it out and jump in, as of course we are playing on Curse 7 with Curse Intensity 62, every option selected. As you can see, by default, I mean, he's not the slowest guy ever, but like even with a 20% movement speed, he seems to still move at like the same speed as maybe another character by default. So picking up more movement is definitely going to be essential to him. Looks like we got our first option here. I'm going to try to take options that benefit us. He does actually benefit from armor. That, like, in the sense that he's so slow, I think taking hits every now and then is going to occur. So having additional weapons or a defensive capability is going to be very nice. And because we are in fact going for a totem build, I am going to go ahead and try to banish anything that is not a totem. Let's go ahead and work on using all of our banishes. We do want to save Might. And then we're going to re-roll. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Stone Spiral. Stone Spiral basically throws down a totem that causes Colossal, which basically increases the area effect of all of our skills. It also gives us Ancestry, if you're not sure what Ancestry does. Ancestry, basically whenever a stack is... whenever we cast a skill, we get a stack of Ancestry. At 20 stacks, we summon a totem that causes damage based on our maximum health. That is the main reason why we are also building for as much health as possible. And also, the trait that all of our totems are going to have is Fortitude. Units summoned by this skill have their damage multiplied by 4.9% based on your maximum health, or 4.9 times based on your maximum health. So getting your health up as high as possible would be really good. The cool thing about our Ancestral Ritual, our innate skill that we have that's going to summon every once in a while, is it also increases our health even more so. So whenever we have our ultimate up, we're going to use it so we get even more damage out of our totems. So let's go ahead and pick Stone Spiral. And I'm just going to wander around. As we get objectives, we will start heading towards them. I am going to go ahead and start working on health. Those other options, Merciless and I believe Relentless was the other one, are also fairly important, but nothing in this game is going to be more important than getting our health up as much as possible. This guy will also have the most health out of any character build in the game so far. I believe on my last match, my Shaman may have had around, I don't know, somewhere around 850 health, somewhere along those lines. It was pretty ridiculous. We're going to keep on re-rolling until we find something we like. I'm going to go and get Volcanic Effigy. I'm going to try to save Might for last, although Might is also probably one of the strongest skills we can have because it is going to give us a whole bunch of bonus damage. Let's see. We're going to go with Go ahead and increase our damage of our volcanic effigy. We're going to go ahead and work on destroying the mortar turret here, or mortar tower. Damage increase a stone spiral. And we're still going to have up our guardian spirits enough. They should be able to help us take down these guardians pretty fast. I just heard one drop. We got Cobra Totem, Chain Skill, and you can hear our guardians already taking them out. 2 down. Come on. 3. Let's see. Let's go ahead and re-roll. Hopefully, oh, we got Ancestral Empowerment. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the area effect of that. Multicast, excellent, and Might. So now we have all of our skills. That's gonna be great. And now I'm also gonna hit R1 or right bumper in here, and now it's gonna skip all of our active skills. Since we have all the skills, all I ever want to see is passives. So it's automatically gonna go ahead and just show us nothing but our passives. We're gonna increase the duration of our Might. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Vicious Strikes. Powerful Strikes is actually pretty good. 15% boost. I know I said health over everything else, but we'll be fine. Resilient. Go ahead and get some health. We'll go with Merciless. Damage increase. Multicast. Extra health. There we go. Alright. And that is the first set of Lords down. We'll go ahead and pick up these right here. We're going to get Venomous and Spontaneous Combustion. Hopefully, if we are lucky enough, since we picked up Venomous already, we should have an option to get the skill that allows us to apply Doom through our poison. I believe it's called Debilitating Plague. I do hope that we get lucky enough to see that and do that. Looks like there is another hunter on the board. It looked like it may have been the Monkey King, but I think it's already dead. Looks like we have a ritual here that we can do. The ritual here, you just walk around in a circle. And as soon as we get done finished walking the circle, our guardians will come out. Go ahead and pick up the lethality. Next sort of Lords are already up at the 2-minute 15-second mark. And now that we have all of our active skills, we should be seeing these guys dying a lot faster. There we go. That is crazy fast. Like, I think they didn't even last 15 seconds. What are we going to do? Increased potency. Get some Behemoth. Magnetic. We definitely need to involve more magnetic here. The more magnetic we have on our character, the faster they're going to level up, the faster we're going to scale up, and the more XP we're going to be able to suck in. Let's go ahead and go with more magnetic. Ignition point's pretty good. The sooner we get Debilitating Plague, though, the faster this is going to scale up too, because the amount of Doom stacks that we're going to be able to apply to enemies is going to be insane. As I said before in my previous build videos, Doom is probably one of my most favorite status afflictions in the game, just because it's so ridiculously strong. There really is no resistance to it, and enemies just like melt like absolute butter, especially if you manage to get the passive that allows a portion of the Doom proc or dot to actually trigger instantly instead of like over time. Let's go ahead and go with Venomous. If we get more options to expand the area of our totems, definitely going to be a good thing as well. These guys are already almost dead. That fast. Go ahead and get out of there. Go ahead and do the Merciless. We did take some damage there, but we just absorbed it all pretty much, because we are just that good. We're going to take Multicast. We'll do Venomous again. More Behemoth. Relentless. Let's do... We can do damage increase. Multicast. There really wasn't specifically a better option there. Just because something shows a higher rarity or a better rarity doesn't instantly mean that is the best option. It just means that that option is given at a better rarity, in my personal opinion. You know, take it with a grain of salt. I am not the best player at this game. At the end of the day, I just play what feels right and what's fun, and that felt right and it felt fun. Multicast, get a whole bunch of XP from this. Definitely going to offer us a lot of XP here. Go ahead and take some resilience. And honestly, we are making fantastic time. I don't think we're going to make the 5-minute 30-second marker. Death and Decay. But we should be pretty darn close there. Looks like we do have a turret down here. Go ahead and take that one out while we can. And we'll work our way back over here. I do like the inclusion of the minimap. We'll go with multicast and fire amplification, damage modifier. Also, I found out if you clicked Y or triangle on a controller, you'll actually get the map to show up in the middle of the screen. Some people may like that, some people might not. Either way, at least you know about it now. Ancestral Ritual, we'll go ahead and throw that one out there. It doesn't look like we're going to time this as well as I did on my first run. But what's important is we're still going to be making excellent time. I would be very, very disappointed if we weren't able to do a sub 6, which is still an insanely good time for this. I mean, that guy practically rose up and died instantly. We'll go damage increase. There we go. And that is a... I mean, that's only... I think like 5 or 6 seconds off of the previous time. Let's go ahead and jump into Overlord 1. Again, making this at 5 minutes and 41 seconds to get into our first Overlord is crazy good. And then like I said, all we're doing is we're focusing on everything in on our totems and empowering our totems even faster. I am going to take Agile here because, like I said, the character is hella slow. And honestly, I find this guy to be extremely fast once we get an Overlord 1. Also because the map size shrinks even smaller. Now, if we get lucky enough to get a whole bunch of additional totems, like our Cobra totem and our Quicksand totem, we're going to be in a really good spot. I think that's probably why my other run was better, is I think I had a couple of legendary perks roll that gave me like 2 or 3 additional totems per totem that I can summon. I go ahead and get an increase to our Ancestral Ritual, multicast. I don't even think we've taken that much crit chance. I don't think we've seen a lot of lethality, have we? Go ahead and go with the powerful, and we'll take some relentless here. Looks like we have an Ancestral Ritual. We'll go ahead and take this one. Get our ancestors out there. Ignition point. Multicast. We do have a mortar shield tower over here. Take that one out. These guys should go down fairly quickly. We'll do the merciless. Take some more. You know what? Let's do some movement. Get some additional movement in. These guys are dying hella fast. We'll go ahead and take the armor. Go. Earth Attunement, sure. Multicast, sure. Let's go and re-roll, see if we can let's get some more health. And again, remember, the main reason why we're getting more health is because we get Fortitude, which increases the damage of our totems based off of our maximum. And let's see, more health. Health feeds into our damage, helps out a lot. And you're going to see that reflected in the numbers whenever we have our post-game report. Good, move out of that. Increase potency of our might. There they go down. Looks like we have XP crystal over here we can work on. We'll kind of stay in this area. This is a new event we added into the game with this patch. Basically, we stay in this little circle or semicircle that's on the side of the wall. Whenever it gets done channeling, we'll get a basically amount of bonus XP. And it is almost full. It is unfortunately going to overlap with the Void Lords getting ready to spawn. So we do gotta be picky about where we can and cannot stand, because unfortunately the area in which we're fighting in is fairly narrow. So we might find ourselves in a dangerous way. Fortunately for us, we did get done channeling it and we were able to stay out of danger. Damage increase to quicksand, sure. Frequency, absolutely. Behemoth, there we go. And we are on our way to almost completing Overlord 1. Also, I will say effectively, when looking at the damage of all those totems across the board, some might be treated a little bit lower than others, mostly because I prioritize the damage of other totems. Specifically, I really like the quicksand and the cobra totem, and so volcanic effigy tends to lag behind a little bit for me. But that being said, generally speaking, I find all the totems to be fairly strong, and it's really all about which ones you basically end up buffing. So I will say overall, good job for the developers, making them feel all fairly decent. And again, the most of the reason why I treat the quicksand totem the best is because it's the default totem for this weapon, and this weapon is the best weapon for this character, specifically because of the fact that it gives you max HP for using this weapon. Right, that is the end of Overlord 1 at 9 minutes 20 seconds. I do believe, again, much slower than my previous run. I believe I could beat Overlord 1 with the original run at, I want to say, probably like 8 minutes and some change. Again, obviously, run is going to be victim to RNG, and you're not going to get every single thing every single time that you need. But overall, still a very strong, quick, and efficient build. And I believe because of how easy this was to pull off, especially using just your totems, this makes this probably one of the strongest builds in the game, by far. Gonna go to corrosive there. Go ahead and stay around the aggro, the Eternal Guardian here. Go ahead and get our totem up. Probably should do some more buffing of our ancestral rituals. Go with agile. Oh, there's debilitating plague. Our build is about just to be instantly stronger. We should also see an option for each of our attacks to add doom. And so bosses are about to just melt to pieces. Yeah, see, that's just ridiculous. We'll go with Leviathan, because we'll lose 10% move speed. We're getting 30% additional damage. Fateful strikes add dooms to our doom to our attacks. That's nothing but a positive. Ancestral Ritual. From here on out, everything will go into Ancestral Ritual or health. And let's take damage increase. I really wanted to go magnetism, but I think we're fine on our levels. For now, let's go to damage increase. go. Behemoth. And honestly have not been paying attention to what our health is like whenever we hit the ritual, but like having 550 health by default is pretty insane. We'll go with Behemoth. Let's see. Ancestral Ritual, because why not? We got another Ancestral Ritual here. I'm going to take damage by trying to summon my ritual. There we go. Go with Agile. Let's do Area Effect. I'm going to say we probably have clearing over 700 now. 700 health if we are able to see our full health. Let's go with Merciless, I think. What is our crit chance currently at? Crit chance is at 117%, so we're definitely wanting to increase that crit damage if we can. Didn't realize our crit was so high. We're to go with Behemoth. Crazy good. And multicast, do that one. And that was the end of Overlord 2. I'm gonna go ahead and end the run here just so we can see our damage numbers. It just scales up even harder and even better if you were to continue on. And as you can see right here, Quicksand doing 2.7 billion, Stone Spiral doing 2.0 billion, so just 2 billion. Radiance 2 billion. Radiance is the effect of our Ancestral Totem empowerment over here. Spiritual Guide, I believe, is part of our ancestry. Not ancestry, our spiritual ritual. Cobra Totem coming in at 890.9 million. Ancestry alone, just our passive, doing 719.9 million. Volcanic Effigy falling behind. Warding Totem being our artifact power. And Earthbreaker is a skill that we start out with for using the specific weapon. So that is the build. I'll go over it one more time. If we go back to our character sheet, I'm looking at our runes. Again, we get Weapon Expert, Material Harvest, Unexpected Arsenal, which you can get from the Spellblade tree, Dash Mastery, Light Feet, Extra Help, which you get from the Beast Mastery tree, and Sacred Offering, which you can get further from the Shaman tree. Again, we are also emphasizing using the Theron's Lasher, so we can have the extra health and the crit chance and area modifier. And that is the build. So, I believe that also completes my Shaman tree. So if I go in here, just to showcase it, we can now officially look at what it looks like if we were to unlock the special skin for getting your character to max level. Where's the other skill that I have maxed out? Is that all of them? There we go. So I'm going to Shaman now. Appearances. We now have the Stormbreaker Totem Regalia. Alright, then he gets like a new little headdress, a little sash on his belt with a new belt. Overall looks pretty cool. Is his back the same? Oh yeah, he gets the little bone things on his back. That's pretty cool. That being said, if you like the content, you want to see more build guide videos like this here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think of the game. And until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.